Oh, well hello there. It's me. I'm nobody. Finding glitches in Elden Ring is getting harder than ever, and the formulas used to perform these glitches is not easy to say the least. And it seems like every time we find a good glitch, Miyazaki throws a big fat patch right on its forehead. And it does work. We are unable to use those glitches now. But some, not for the lack of Miyazaki's team trying to patch these glitches, have survived to this day. It just needs one or two little extra steps to pull them off. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be exploring the glitches that still work in Elden Ring today, no matter how diabolical they may be. And some are really diabolical. Really nasty trash business. But hey, we're here to spread awareness for science. Because science always matters. So if that sounds like fun to you, well, join me, my dudes. Don't worry, I'll make sure to put all the good ones first and save all the weird stuff for last. And if you just want to know about a specific one, then click on the description for the timestamps. But if you watch the whole video, you might learn something you don't already know. And if you do know them, well, congratulations, you've been playing Elden Ring as much as I have. It's an obsession, I know. But anyways, let's go do that. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Or don't, because you know people are gonna do what people are gonna do. Let's go do some glitch business. Okay, bye. To do the weapon swap glitch, you need a few things, like any buffable weapon in your left hand, and a weapon that's not supposed to be buffed in your right hand. Now there's a bunch of combinations you can use, it all depends on you. But the most devious and downright dirty buff to use is Death Blight. You can use boluses, although there are other methods, but I find boluses is easier. There are only a few good weapons to use Death Blight with, like Lita's sword and the magma blades, which pretty much causes insta-death blight, as long as they're standing in the magma. With Lita's swords, it takes about 3 hits from the special attack for it to proc Death Blight on your opponents, which I do not condone. It's kind of a low-down practice, but there are interesting combinations you can use without Death Blight. Like Dragon Lightning, for example, which looks really cool on the God Slayer Greatsword. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. But to do this glitch, you need your boluses, the buffable weapon of choice in your left hand, and the weapon of choice in your right hand. Now I've tried and tried to do it without crouching, but I'm guessing they patched that part. If you can do it without crouching, please let me know in the comments. But I have successfully did it with crouching, so I guess that's kind of a loophole to perform this glitch. So, assuming that they patched some part of it where you're not able to stand upright while you're doing this, go ahead and two-hand your buffable weapon of choice, which in my case would be the Eclipse Shuttle. Get into the crouching position, eat your bolus, buff your weapon, hit start to go into your menu, go into equipment, and go down and unequip the Eclipse Shuttle. Simple, huh? Just a few easy movements, but the timing is crazy. I don't really know how to explain it to you. The simplest way I can is do not do it too fast and do not do it too slow. So get in the crouch, wait until your hand touches your mouth when you eat your bolus. And then quickly but slowly perform the weapon art, go into your menu and unequip your buffable weapon of choice. But after you get the timing just right, the buff will apply to your right hand weapon. But like I said, there's a lot of combinations you can use. Like you can put Death Blight on Vykes War Spear if you choose, or you can use the Dragon's Halberd to put Dragon Lightning on it to give it a little frost damage. The combinations is totally up to you. you have to try it out and see what works. But like I said, you can use the Dragon's Halberd to buff the Godslayer Greatsword, or the Zweihander, or whatever else you choose. Or if you wanted to, you can slap a little Death Blight on it. It's totally up to you. The timing is very tricky. I still have a hard time getting the glitch to work. But if you practice enough, you might be able to do it on command. I have yet to gain that ability. It is super hard. Until you accidentally do it. But you can't tell me that doesn't look cool. Dragon Frost Lightning on Lita's sword. I think it's a really cool looking buff, to tell you the truth, but it's such a headache to do. Unfortunately, the buff doesn't last very long. It only lasts as long as the buff lasts. And after it wears off, you have to perform the glitch all over again. Although they patched the Consort Radon glitch, where you could basically use invisibility spells to bypass his AI, but yeah, they patched the hell out of that. But what they did not patch is the Mohg glitch. If you're unsure how to do this, don't worry, I will take you step by step. I will lead the way to the glory land. But yeah, after Vars gives you this little Pure Blood Knight's medal, you can come here to Mohg Palace. And when you reach the Dynasty Mausoleum midpoint, and after you've stolen the candies, you can then ride this very unnecessary elevator up to the boss fight. I mean, the elevator is necessary, but they could have put stairs instead of making it easier for everybody. But anyways, right here is Mohg's boss arena. You want to simply just go in and trigger it. And after Mohg crawls out of that pool of blood and does his creepy monologue, we all know he's innocent. He's charmed by that dearest Mikola. But anyways, after that, you simply quit out of the game. And as you can see, we spawn back in just outside of the boss arena. Now you're going to need a incantation that you can hold for long periods of time, so I'd suggest using the heal incantation. You can just hold this all day long if you wanted to, but this is what we need to make the glitch actually work. So now we're going to go back down the elevator. Once we reach the bottom, we're going to head back toward the Grace, but do not sit at the Grace. Instead, you're going to run to this little ledge over here. And we're going to very carefully drop down. And now we're going to simply jump forward. We're not going to run and jump, we're just going to do a little jump. And hopefully land on this edge without dying. And here we're going to jump in the air and hold down our run button. And we're going to run forward and hopefully land on the edge up there. That was close. Too close. But now that we made it, we're just going to run this way and jump down here. And jump on these suspicious looking rocks. And jump down there to those suspicious looking rocks. Now eventually you're going to be able to call Torrent again. Let's go ahead and call him, and then we're going to jump over there. Now we're going to try to very carefully make our way up these rocks here. The bloody rocks. Once up here, we're just going to jump over to these rocks. There's a lot of rock jumping. We're going to be able to call Torrent again. And we're going to jump over here to the left. Eventually, we'll come up on the gap. The gap is where we want to be, which is right here. Now what we want to do is kind of fall down while holding the heal spell. If you don't succeed the first time, feel free to try again. And once you drop, just keep holding the heal spell. You might have to wait a few minutes, but eventually you'll start collecting ruins. In a short time after that, you will get this little notice that Mohg has been defeated. Now, you can keep falling if you want to, it's up to you. But if you're fast enough, you can go to the grace without actually dying. Which I was not. But as you can see, Mohg is defeated, the grace is there. And you can now access the DLC Shadow of the Erdtree. That's if you fought Radahn, not the consort. The consort's the main boss of this area. I mean Star Scourge Radahn. You have to defeat him too. But after that you can explore the Shadowland however you see fit. Have you ever wanted an easy way to get to the Frenzy Flame? You know that place where it has a big pit where you have to do a bunch of parkour to make it to the bottom, but usually and always gravity always wins and you end up falling to your doom? Well, I have an interesting and easy skip for that. An easy solution, all you need is Vykes War Spear. So after you obtain Vykes War Spear and get to this little pit of doom, just follow the pretty music and do a little parkouring down some planks. And after you've stolen the candy, go right next to the guy who's playing the pretty music. Right below him is a tombstone. Simply drop down to that tombstone and face toward your left. And from here you just perform the Ash of War. And you will safely drop down to the next tombstone. Once here, just turn toward your right, and from here you just use your Ash of War again to plop down onto the third tombstone. From here, just face toward your left, use the Ash of War one more time to land on the secret area where you can get a Miquella's Needle Note as well as the Fingerprint Shield. To get the note, you kind of have to harass a guy, piss him off really good, and then have him attack some unbreakable stuff that only breaks if he attacks it himself. It's weird, but yeah. And he really gets pissed off. But after you gather the fingerprint shield and got the nasty note, you can simply drop down to the bricks below to safely fall down to the grace. And here you will find Hyetta, if you fed her a bunch of eyeballs, which she's still in denial about, calling them grapes. And you can get molested by the Three Fingers if you choose that route. The requirement to be butt naked is kinda iffy if you ask me. But after some questionable fondling and third degree burns later, you are on your way to becoming the Frenzy Flame Lord of the Lands Between. A couple times in the game, you will have to fight a mimic, which will turn into you. So basically, you have to fight yourself. An easy way to cheese this mini boss is to simply unequip all of your weapons. After you've done that, just simply walk into the fog wall. You might be able to throw a pot and kill him from here, I don't know. You can try it. But after you walk up to it, it will turn into another copy of you. Just simply equip your weapons back. And now you can just defeat him however you like, because all he can do is punch you now. but it's up to you how bad you want to beat yourself down. Just an easy little win. It's just an easy way to bypass its AI and deal next to no damage. And now it's time for tips and tricks. One of the most useful items in the entire game is Margits shackle that you get from this guy, Patches, a really good friend of ours. A really good friend who tries to trap you and make you get murdered and so he can steal your stuff. But yeah, that's besides the point. He's still a really good friend. Anyways, for a good amount of ruins, he will sell you Margits shackle that is primarily used to lay the smackdown on Margits' candy ass. But other than that, it has a lot more nifty uses. If you explore the dungeons and the lands between, you will notice a lot of fire and ice traps. With Margits shackle, you can simply use this item at the beginning of the dungeon to deactivate the fire or ice traps. Or you can use them to activate them at will, it's up to you.
But wait! There's more!
If you go to Azura's Hero's Grave, you will find a lot of demon chariots rolling around trying to crush your skull in. But you can use Margits shackle to spawn a third chariot in to make them all crash into each other. And after doing that, you will get the entire Tree Centennial set as a so-called reward. Other than that, Margits shackle can be used to reveal hidden walls. So if you're in a dungeon or a castle that you're unsure if they have invisible walls or not, you can use Margits shackle to reveal them. And since Margits shackle's hitbox is so huge, you don't even have to be near the trap or invisible wall in order to activate them. Or in the invisible wall's case, reveal them. Which is a quite nifty little tool to have when you're rolling around in the lands between. Not only is it very useful in the base game, it's very useful in the DLC as well. So when you get to the Shadowland, you will find a bunch of locked spirit springs that you have to play a weird game of hide and seek with a stack of stones and break these stones in order to be able to activate the spirit springs. But with Margits shackle, all you gotta do is pop that bad boy to automatically unlock them. And then you can ride them to wherever they may take you. It's a lot better than trying to hunt those stones down, I tell you that much. And I still do not know where all of them are today. I guess, cheat by using Margits shackle. Other than that, you will find 6 or 7 little hidden pots around the map. I have a guide I will link in the description below if you're interested in that. But these little pots contain bell bearings. Bell bearings that you can give to the Twin Maiden Husk to allow you access to buy certain crafting materials. And we all know how hard farming crafting materials can be, so this is a very useful bell bearing to find. So after you spot one of these little pots, all you have to do is use Margits shackle to instantly break them, and they will fall to the ground and you can just pick them up. This one is just the silliest of glitches, but I just had to add it. When you obtain both halves of the secret medallions and you arrive in this little ghost town, if you go around and toward the back where the stairs leading up to the erdtree is, underneath it you'll find a Black Knife Assassin and you will get the Black Knife Assassin armor set. Strange thing is, when you equip this set, mainly just the torso, which causes you not to make any sound whatsoever, if you happen to use the Mimic's Veil while wearing this set,
What?
you will kind of, not be inconspicuous and blending in with the environment, to say the least. This isn't what it looks like, I swear. Just riding a deer from the back, I guess. And yes, it works with any other object you might turn into as well. So if you're gonna be wearing this set, I would suggest staying away from the Mimicsville, because it really doesn't work to your advantage. And last but certainly not least, it's not really a trick, it's more of an easy way to complete a questline. Raise your hand if you came to the Shadowland and you failed Mohg's questline once or twice. Yep, I'm one of them. But this made me obsessed with never failing it again. But an easy way to complete his questline, which is to find a bunch of little bug people and get some cookbooks. To get the final 7th cookbook, all you need is to find one bug person, which is a little dude who's pretty badly beaten down and sickly. Look at him twitch. I feel so sorry for him. All you gotta do is throw down a little warming stone, and a few seconds later this guy is as good as new, back to foraging whatever he's foraging for. And after you reload the area, he will give you a cookbook. After you get this cookbook, return back to Mohg, and he should give you the 7th and final cookbook without even talking to the other forager brood first. So now you won't have to worry about missing that final 7th cookbook. And you can go find the other forager brood people and get their cookbooks whenever you want it. Which I would suggest doing as early as possible, just to make sure they won't disappear halfway through the game. I know they look like those same kind of bug peoples that like to clap your cheeks, but do not attack them. If you accidentally kill more than one of these bug peoples, Mohg will invade you and try to plow you with his shield. Upon defeating him, he will reward you with his whole armor set and that shield he tried to bash your face in with. But you don't need to do that in order to get his armor set. All you gotta do is simply break Mikola's seal and go back to him and tell him to stay sad forever, and you will find his corpse right beside that little bug thing that you need to put the warming stone on. And you will be able to gather his armor set there. Or you can tell him the good option, which you will have a good battle royale at the end of the game and still get his armor set. So it's just up to you how early you want his armor set, I guess. Well, that's about it. If this video has helped you, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And until next time, have fun, my dudes. Okay, bye.
Did you enjoy this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you get but hurt, always remember that this is mostly jokes with a little seriousness sprinkled in between. Remember to have fun and subscribe now to join the Nobody Army. I promise you will not be disappointed. Thank you for watching, my tarnished, and we will see you next time.
Like and subscribe, or I'll death blight you in your sleep. This message has been approved by the Mayor of Froggytown.